Hi folks, welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm. So right now it's 11:51 at night. I will definitely be uploading this video after midnight. So I have my beverage here. And let's talk about the controversy with the announcement that Haunted Adeline is going to be adapted into a movie. So, alright, I'm tired right now. I want to go head to bed, but I want to get this video done so I can upload it and then go up to bed. So, one of the issues that I have with this adaptation is that the fans are something else. And so I am going to be talking about why this is not a good idea from somebody who was growing up in a period of time when you had serial rapists, you had serial killers, and you had serial stalkers. Okay? Now, okay, let's be blunt. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to use it from that perspective as well as from the greed perspective. That is what I'm limiting it to. So people that see my video and think that I'm going to be moved by their comments or whatever will get it through their definite thick heads. This comes from somebody who was around during that period of time and whose mother was a victim's advocate down in Florida, and the stories that my mother told me about some of the women that she had to go to court with. Okay? Alright. So I discovered Haunted Adeline around the time that we were all locked into our homes because of COVID. And for people that don't know, I've had COVID twice. So, I saw this book, and I didn't like the cover art. So I said, not even interested in the book. And then when I found out later on what the book was actually about, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really glad I was interested in that book. So, why do I have a problem with it being adapted into a movie? Because of the things that is depicted in the movie. Things that are depicted in the movie. And the fact is that she is stalked. The fact that she is, I'm going to use the R word, the full word. She's raped multiple times. The fact that these behaviors are condoned. So here's another reason I can't stand the book. My mother was raped over a decade ago. Okay? She was raped 20 some years ago. The guy who did it was hoping that his son would do it to me. That's another reason I'm so against this adaptation. This adaptation of this book has real consequences for women and maybe some men. This book being adapted into a movie is every rape victim's worst nightmare. As someone who was almost raped herself, as someone who discovered that my mother had been raped, I am so against this adaptation. I will not read any book that has depictions of a main character being raped. This is why I stick with my cozy mysteries. It isn't that, it's more than just that these are cute, sweet books that just happen to have a dead body in it. But that the women do not ever get raped. They don't allow it. There is always somebody that is not too far from them that will always come to their aid when they need it. The only character that I have written that has gotten pregnant because she was raped is the character in my new book, Murder Thy Neighbor. She has gone through she's gone through periods of therapy, and there will, of course, I will not go into it, but it's good. But these therapy visits are going to be off the page. The idea that women think that just because the character is hot, it is okay to do this. It is not okay to do this. It's not okay to condone it, because that is what they're doing. They're condoning it. They think it's okay to do this, to have a man do this to a woman. Oh, there's rape scenes in other movies and TV shows, so why are you making a big deal about it? Even those scenes I was uncomfortable with. My mother watched it. I'm like, I don't understand this. I guess because she knew that the bad guy would be caught. And I guess that must have been a form of therapy for her to watch it. I don't really know. And I never will find out. Maybe when I'm dead and gone, I will find out. The thing about these women, you can tell they've never had the act done to them. Once you have gone through that particular crime, trust me, you will never look at dark romantasy or dark fantasy the same way ever again. It destroys your perspective of things that used to not bother you. And then of course, you gotta have the fan, like, who should be portraying these characters? And I'm like, these permits should never even be issued. It's and I'm going to agree with that one woman. I can't pronounce her name. Men are going to see this, and they're going to think this is okay. They're going to think this is okay. Now, will the number of rape cases go up? I don't really know. But there will be plenty of them that it does happen to, and they're not going to think that the movie was so great. But I'm not saying there's going to be like millions of women that are going to be raped. No. But people have the right to be concerned. People have the right to worry about what's going to happen. What exactly is going to happen. So, as somebody who has grown up in that period where you had serial killers, serial rapists, serial stalkers, I have enough of experience with these stories, with all this stuff, to go, yeah, this is not good. This is not good. And then you had all this Me Too stuff that happened several years ago. And we thought women are going to get a lot wiser. No, they got a whole lot more dumber. And I'm, save me, please. And I'm going to agree with another video I watched where it was talking about what was she talking about? About the what? Oh yes, I remember it now. That when you have the book in your hand, you control how you envision characters and scenes and all this stuff. But when it's in front of you on the big screen, it is the director that controlled what you saw and what you thought about it, or how you processed it. Now, we do know for a fact the movie will be R-rated. Okay? But I can bet you that mothers are going to take their teenage daughters to see that movie. And that is scary. It also proves that society as a whole has lost any kind of critical thinking skills. When you have this kind of support for the book being made into a movie. And here's the thing: is people are like, this one idiot mentioned the Epstein. What does that have to do? What does it have to do with anything? I don't quite get it. Anyways, am I going to see the movie? No, I'm not. There's going to be other movies that will be out during that time, and I will go and see one of those. But I literally know what is going to happen. Women especially, are going to say, this was like the best movie I ever saw in my entire life. Oh, he's so hot. And I'm literally going to be like, I'm so glad I went to see something else, because I'm ready to vomit. I literally am gonna be like, really, really. And I'm gonna say this: I'm not 100% innocent. I have read some dark romantasy, but there's a difference between that and what's coming to your local movie theater in 2 years, or whenever it's gonna happen. There was at least a plot with it, like it was all tied to what Wendy did back in the late 1800s, and how all the women who were born from Wendy's line had to suffer this fate. So it wasn't that he was hovering around, he was like, ooh, hey, looky, 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 looky. No. No. Also, our protagonist had those dark inclinations before she met Peter Pan and Lost Boys. So it's very different. They didn't rape the protagonist in this series. They did not. But yeah, I just, I, so, moving to the other aspect of it that I'm not exactly like of it, and this goes down to one word. One word. Money. Money, 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 money. That is what it is. For the author, she gets a slice of this pie. Sorry. Which goes into the overall production cost, because you're talking about having to pay the author, having to pay the publishing house, having to do this and do that, which is all combined into how much it costs to make the movie. You cannot tell me that she's not being paid a boatload of cash to have her book made into a movie. She's proud of herself. She doesn't give two shits about the victims of serial stalkers and serial rapists. She doesn't care, because she has never gone through that particular event in her entire life. If she did, she wouldn't have had that book written. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm definitely staying for the popcorn, because we know that domestic violence victims and rape victims and stalker victims, they're going to be out there and they're going to be protesting this movie. Because we all know it's going to get made. We all know it's going to be made. They can't help themselves. They have to make it now. But all in all, I think that Hollywood is so desperate for new material, they will take whatever the mystical titty gives them, and not care what this does to future victims, to present victims, to past victims. They do not care. They do not. They have been so desensitized to things like this that it will probably take them to go through the event for them to realize it's not all sunshine and roses. Anyways, I'm with that because I am dead tired. I am going to finish my soda, pop an antacid because I know it's coming, and I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully I will not wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning gasping for air. Um, so yeah. So moving away from the whole thing. Um, when I get back from church today, because it's like 12:11 right now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to get my laptop out and I'm going to write, like, I think I'm on, oh boy, I can't remember what chapter am I on. I don't remember what chapter I'm on. But whatever chapter I'm on now, I'm going to write. So for people that want to know, this will definitely be a amateur sleuth teams up with basically a detective. Now it's not going to be the detective that is ahead of the case. This is going to be more of a detective that has not yet solved any cases, and he wants to kind of be the one to do this. So he kind of goes in there and he helps her out. Not that he's going to get, not that he's going to not be punished for it, but yeah. So, as I said, that's going to be a novella. There's going to be about 100, maybe 110 pages of actual story, and then I'm doing 2 chapters of the next one, which is entitled "Thou Shalt Not Kill." And yeah, so like I said earlier in the video, what caused her to get pregnant with Mary is not going to be really explored, because this is a cozy mystery. This is not a crime novel. It's definitely not that. But who wanted Mr. Wong dead? So she's going to find out. So as I said, when I get back from church, I will go ahead and I will get my laptop out, find out where I'm at, and write. I will probably write for about 3 hours. And then, because what's going on with my schedule is that like this week coming up, I'm working only 5 days, which I'm really happy about. So Saturday and Sunday, I will do a big bulk of my work. So I want to get this book finished by the end of this month or the beginning of next month, because this book will be coming out in December. I'm thinking about releasing it on my birthday, so I'm gonna do that. And yeah, so as soon as I'm done with Murder Thy Neighbor, I will start on Thou Shalt Not Kill, or Thou Shalt Not Murder. And yeah, so I don't know if all of my titles in the series are going to be kind of a twist on Bible verses or all that. I don't really know, but the novella is just basically to establish this world, to establish the characters, all the quirky characters. I am told that I write quirky characters, so I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Because at least I'm told I don't write bad characters. I make quirky characters. Anyways, so yeah, and yeah, so I have to have, in order to publish the book physically, I have to have at least like 70 pages or 75 pages I'm working on at least like 110. That is the most I'm going to do, or the minimum I'm going to do. But if it goes on to maybe 120, 130 pages, then that's fine. Um, I'm planning on to take a week of PTO. And during that week of PTO, I'm going to get a lot of Thou Shalt Not Murder or Kill done. And that way I can release that, because I have actually written an entire book in like 2 days. That is insanity. So yeah. So that's what I'm going to do, and I hope that you'll enjoy those books when it comes out. But yes, this is a clean, Christian, cozy mystery, so if you're not into that kind of stuff, I'm definitely not going to be upset about that, but there's always somebody that will be. There is a publishing house that has been trying to call me about my book, and it's a Christian-based publishing house, so I don't yet know. I'm kind of concerned that they might find the idea of some guy with a knife stuck in his chest to be a little too graphic, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah, so for people that want to know, if my book does get published by them, it'll probably end up in like Christian bookstores and stuff like that, and be sent over onto Amazon and all that stuff. And maybe, just maybe, I can sell it for a price where I'll actually make a profit. So, anyways, that's not why I write. I don't write to make $1 million. I write to have fun, and that's why I do it. Okay, anyways, that's my book. Sorry, not book. That is my video. It's like 12:18. I'm tired. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.